Have you ever gotten up from a chair and felt like your legs just didn't want to cooperate? Maybe you've had those awful leg cramps in the middle of the night, sharp, sudden, and totally unexpected. It's frustrating, isn't it? Especially when you've been doing your best, eating right, staying active, trying to follow what the doctors recommend. And yet those aches and cramps keep showing up like uninvited guests. You're not alone. This happens to so many people after 60. And the surprising part? Sometimes it's not from doing too little, but from taking the wrong thing. Specifically, certain vitamins that we've been told are good for us. That's right. Some of the most common supplements people over 60 take every single day could actually be making their leg muscles weaker and triggering painful cramps without warning. Now, before you toss all your vitamins in the trash, don't worry. We're going to sort through this together. In this video, we'll talk about the 2 worst offenders hiding in your medicine cabinet and what you can do instead to protect your strength, ease those cramps, and keep your legs feeling stable and strong for years to come. But first, let's talk about something that doesn't get mentioned nearly enough. As we age, our bodies don't respond the same way they used to. Nutrients are absorbed differently, the muscles lose tone faster, and nerve function isn't as snappy as it once was. So, what used to be helpful in our 30s or 40s, well, after 60, it might actually be working against us. One of the most surprising culprits? Calcium supplements. I know, this sounds strange. We've heard for decades that calcium is essential for bones, especially for older adults. And yes, calcium is important. But here's the part that often gets overlooked. When you take calcium in the wrong form or in high amounts without the right balance of other nutrients, it can build up in places it shouldn't. Instead of going straight to your bones, excess calcium can linger in your blood vessels, joints, and even your muscles. And when that happens, it can interfere with muscle contraction, leading to that tight, cramping feeling you get in your legs, especially at night. Worse still, calcium overload can actually block magnesium, a mineral your muscles desperately need to stay relaxed and functional.
So, if you've been taking those big, chalky calcium pills every morning because you thought it was helping your bones, but now you're noticing more cramps or your legs feel weak when you try to go up the stairs, it might be time to rethink. Instead of overloading on calcium, the key is balance. The body works best when calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, and vitamin K2 all play nicely together. They're a team. And when one gets too much attention, like calcium often does, it throws the rest of the system off, especially in older adults. Now let's talk about another sneaky vitamin that can cause more harm than good for your leg muscles: vitamin E. This one surprises a lot of people. Vitamin E is supposed to be an antioxidant, right? Good for the heart, skin, maybe even aging? Yes, but only in the right form and in the right amount. The problem is that many people over 60 are taking synthetic forms of vitamin E, especially in high doses, and that's where the trouble starts. Synthetic vitamin E, often labeled as DL-alpha tocopherol on bottles, is not the same as the natural form your body recognizes. In fact, studies have shown that too much of the synthetic version can interfere with muscle function and even worsen leg weakness. It can also block the absorption of other critical nutrients, like vitamin K, which plays a role in muscle strength and blood flow. The result? Muscles that feel sluggish, cramps that strike out of nowhere, a general feeling that your legs aren't holding you up the way they used to. What makes it even trickier is that these vitamins are marketed as being heart-healthy or immune-boosting. So you take them every day thinking you're doing the right thing, not realizing they could be sabotaging your muscle strength behind the scenes. But here's the good news. Your body is incredibly smart, and when you give it the right tools, the right nutrients, and stop flooding it with the wrong ones, It will respond. Even after 60, even after 70, you can still rebuild strength. You can calm those nighttime cramps. You can feel steady on your feet again.
It just starts with knowing what to avoid and what to do instead. Now that we've gone over those two surprising vitamin culprits, calcium and synthetic vitamin E, let's move into what your muscles actually need to thrive as you age. Because while cutting out the wrong vitamins is one part of the puzzle, the other, equally important part, is making sure your body has the right support to stay strong, mobile, and pain-free. Let's talk about magnesium. This is one of the most overlooked minerals, especially for folks over 60, and yet it plays such a vital role in how your muscles function. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can't relax properly, which means more tension, more cramps, and more stiffness in your legs. Think of magnesium like the calm down signal for your muscles. When you move your leg or go for a walk, your muscles contract. That's good. But when it's time for them to relax, especially at night or when you're resting, magnesium steps in to help. Without enough of it, your muscles stay tight and irritated, which leads to those sudden nighttime cramps that can wake you up out of a deep sleep. The tricky part is, as we get older, our bodies don't absorb magnesium as efficiently from food, and many common medications like diuretics or acid blockers can deplete it even more. So even if you're eating a healthy diet, you might still be running low without realizing it. If your legs feel twitchy, if you're having trouble sleeping because of cramps, or even if you've noticed more muscle fatigue during the day, low magnesium could be playing a role. The good news? You can increase your levels with some simple changes. Foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and beans are great sources. But for many people over 60, a gentle magnesium supplement, especially magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, can make a world of difference. These forms are easier on the stomach and more absorbable than others.
Now, while magnesium is a rock star for relaxing your muscles, there's another key player that helps you stay steady on your feet: vitamin D. Not just for bones, vitamin D plays a major role in muscle strength and coordination. And this is especially important for preventing falls, which is one of the biggest risks as we age. Here's the thing. If you live somewhere that doesn't get a lot of sunshine, or if you tend to stay indoors more often, which many seniors do, you're likely not getting enough vitamin D naturally. Add that to the fact that aging skin doesn't produce vitamin D as efficiently from sunlight, and it's easy to see how deficiency can sneak up. Low vitamin D levels can lead to muscle weakness, slower reaction times, and yes, more cramps. Your legs might feel heavy, your balance might feel off, and you might find yourself holding onto furniture or walls a little more than you used to. Now, I want to be clear. Taking vitamin D isn't about chasing some magic number. It's about restoring balance in the body. And just like with calcium, it's important to take the right form and the right amount. Vitamin D3 is the most effective type for seniors, and pairing it with magnesium helps your body use it better. A little tip here. Some people take vitamin D but still don't feel the benefits because they're missing out on vitamin K2, which helps guide calcium into the bones and keeps it out of soft tissues like your muscles and arteries. That's how all these nutrients work together. It's not just about taking more, it's about taking the right ones in harmony. Now, I know it can feel overwhelming. You've got shelves full of bottles, some you've been taking for years, and suddenly you're wondering if they're helping or hurting. It's frustrating, I get it. But the truth is, this is a powerful opportunity. When you start listening to what your body's really telling you, you can make changes that bring real relief. Imagine waking up and swinging your legs out of bed without that fear of cramping. Imagine going for a walk and feeling steady and strong, not wobbly or weak. These aren't pipe dreams. They're possible. You just need to give your body the right fuel and stop feeding it the things that are silently draining your strength.
And speaking of strength, there's something else many people overlook: hydration. Yep, plain old water. It may sound too simple to be true, but staying hydrated is essential for muscle function. When your body's dehydrated, your muscles are more prone to cramping and fatigue. Older adults often don't feel thirsty the same way they used to, so it's easy to go through the day without drinking enough. And if you're taking medications like blood pressure pills or water pills, that can dehydrate you even faster. So, one of the best habits you can build, starting today, is simply keeping water close by. Sip throughout the day, especially if you're moving around a lot or spending time outdoors. Add a little pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon if you need to keep electrolytes balanced. It's a small habit, but it makes a big difference. As we're putting the pieces together, cutting out harmful supplements like excess calcium and synthetic vitamin E, and bringing in helpful ones like magnesium, vitamin D3, and hydration, you're creating a stronger foundation for your legs and your overall well-being. But there's one more area that often gets overlooked when it comes to leg strength and cramps, and that's the way your nerves are working. Muscles don't act alone. Muscles don't act alone. Every time you take a step, lift your leg, or even shift your weight in a chair, there's an entire network of nerves working behind the scenes. These nerves send signals from your brain to your muscles, telling them when to move, how to move, and when to rest. But here's where it gets interesting. When your nerves aren't firing properly, your muscles suffer. They get slower to respond. They cramp up more easily, and you start to feel that shakiness or unsteadiness that wasn't there before. And one of the biggest reasons for this decline in nerve function? A deficiency in vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. Now, this isn't one of those flashy vitamins you hear about on commercials, but for people over 60, it's a quiet hero, or a hidden problem depending on your levels. Low thiamine can lead to symptoms like leg pain, weakness, tingling, numbness, and in more severe cases, even trouble with walking. What's more, many common medications, especially those for high blood pressure, diabetes, and diuretics, can quietly drain your B1 levels over time. So even if you're eating pretty well, you might still be deficient. If you've been feeling like your legs are heavy bricks, or like you've lost some of that bounce in your step, it could be your nerves signaling for help, and B1 is often the missing link.
The good news? This is fixable. A supplement like benfotiamine, a form of B1 that absorbs better in the body, can often make a noticeable difference in nerve and muscle health. And when your nerves feel better, your legs start to feel more alive, more responsive, and more reliable. Another vitamin that works hand in hand with B1 is vitamin B12. And this one's critical, not just for nerve health, but for energy, coordination, and overall vitality. Here's what happens. As we get older, our stomachs produce less of the acid needed to absorb B12 from food. So even if you're eating eggs, dairy, or meats, all good sources of B12, your body might not be absorbing much of it at all. Low B12 can sneak up with symptoms that are easy to dismiss at first. A little more clumsiness, feeling off balance, maybe forgetting things a bit more than usual. But left unchecked, it can cause nerve damage, leading to those frustrating leg cramps, numb feet, and weak, unsteady legs. If that's starting to sound familiar, you're not alone. B12 deficiency is incredibly common in older adults, and sadly, it often goes undiagnosed.
But it doesn't have to be that way. A simple B12 supplement, preferably in the methylcobalamin form, can often restore your levels and bring relief surprisingly fast. You may even notice better sleep, better energy, and sharper thinking along with stronger, steadier legs. See, everything in the body is connected. Your muscles rely on your nerves rely on your vitamins and minerals, and your vitamins rely on each other to work properly. That's why fixing one piece of the puzzle often helps everything else fall into place. So if you've been dealing with leg cramps, if your strength isn't what it used to be, or if you're just feeling off balance and frustrated, know this: you're not broken. Your body is talking to you, and it's asking for the right kind of support. When you remove the things that are silently hurting you, like synthetic vitamin E or excessive calcium, and replace them with what your body actually needs, like magnesium, vitamin D3, B1, and B12, you're not just managing symptoms, you're restoring function. You're giving your body a chance to work the way it wants to.
And let me tell you, that's a powerful thing. Because the truth is, it's never too late to feel stronger, more stable, and more in control of your body. I've seen it happen again and again. People in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who thought leg pain and muscle weakness were just part of getting older. But once they made a few simple changes, they started walking better, sleeping better, living better. Now, I want to encourage you. Don't feel like you have to overhaul everything overnight. Just start with one thing. Maybe it's checking your supplement labels to see what kind of vitamin E you're taking. Maybe it's adding magnesium or sipping more water throughout the day. Each step you take is a message to your body that you care, that you're still investing in yourself. And believe me, your body hears that loud and clear. So don't let leg cramps, weakness, or wobbly steps make you feel like your best days are behind you. You've got more strength in you than you think, and now you've got the knowledge to support it. I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed a difference with any of these vitamins? Or have you had leg cramps that improved after making a change? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might be just the encouragement someone else needs today. And if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. It really supports the channel and helps more people find this kind of practical, helpful info. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more tips like this to feel stronger, healthier, and more confident no matter your age. Here's to steady steps, peaceful nights, and strong, happy legs. You've got this.